realistic expectations. Very important to have realistic expectations when coming into this market. We're going to break this down into two parts. We're going to talk about profits, how much can I make monthly, and the process, how long will it take me to learn. Now, with the introduction of the internet, one of the good things is we have just a ton of information at our fingertips. All right, and that's absolutely awesome. But one of the drawbacks has been the explosion of the internet marketing phenomena. And unfortunately, a lot of these marketers are preying on some of the human weaknesses that we do have. Okay, we talked about some of these earlier, and that is that instant gratification, the get-rich-quick mentality, and that general laziness a lot of times when folks are looking for ways to make money and get into new businesses. So as a result, we have a lot of marketers out here telling you how you can make a gazillion amount of dollars with very little capital at a very fast pace. And it's just not very realistic. And I know some folks are probably laughing right now saying, wait a minute, Chris, you're marketing, you're selling your course, and you're absolutely correct. And a funny story, a true story, is I've been going back and forth with Forex Mentor about this for quite some time, and God bless them, they're a great organization. But as you probably noticed, most of the mentors do their own marketing, and that's always been a very weak spot for me because I'm not a marketer, I'm a trader. Okay, I didn't know the first thing about marketing. Okay, and I couldn't be happier if I didn't ever have to market anything again in my life. It's funny because I tell people that my most stressful day, I know everybody sees the promo videos that come out weekly here from the mentors. And, you know, that is the most stressful day for me is when I have to write up that email and make that promo video. And people laugh at me because they say, well, Chris, you're a professional trader. And it's true. I deal with millions of dollars every day trading the markets. Yet my most stressful day is when I have to write an email and make a promo video. True story. It's just not my forte. It's not something I'm comfortable with. I'd much rather just be a trader, be a mentor, and let somebody else handle the marketing. But it is what it is, so I do what I have to do. And anyway. All right, so let's move on. I digress. We'll start with realistic profit expectations. Now, as you can imagine, most new traders come in with very unrealistic profit expectations. Much of the reason is because what we just talked about. All right, all of the marketing on the internet that tells you that you can make all kinds of money with barely any capital very quickly. Okay, but what I want you to remember, first and foremost, don't forget that 90 to 95% of new traders fail to ever profit at all. Okay, 90 to 95% fail to ever profit at all. And that should tell you something right there. That should tell you something, okay? Have the proper expectations coming in. The very first thing you want to do is become consistently profitable. All right, you want to get past that 90 to 95% number first. Become consistently profitable, even if it's a very small percentage. Okay, if you're trading a micro account and you're focusing on your trading plan, all right, and you're consistently coming up on the right side of things, okay, that's the very first thing you want to do. All right, you increase your trade size and risk with experience and proven results. All right, and when I say risk, you're still managing your risk very tightly. All right, that never changes. And if I had to put a number out there, which I will, I'll say 1 to 8% monthly average return on investment is realistic depending on your risk and leverage. All right, now I personally target 20 to 30% annually. Okay, annually, that's every year. But my main focus is to attract high net worth clients. All right, and high net worth clients, if your goal is eventually to trade for other people, okay, and manage funds, if you want to attract high net worth clients, you're going to want to keep your drawdown low and your returns modest. Okay, because the first thing a high net worth individual is going to look at is your drawdown. Okay, they want to see what kind of risk they are undertaking with this venture. Okay, so I target 20 to 30% annually, and that's without using hardly any leverage. I use very, very low leverage, which we'll get into a little bit later in the course. As a matter of fact, let me pull up one of the things I do believe in very strongly is leading by example, and that's why I share my managed account with folks. You can see my right here is my FX book, and your monthlies are going to vary, but you can see I had a little bit of a down month here in January, 6% in February, just over 2% in March, 3% last month in April, and so far we're just in the beginning here of May, slightly down here for the month of May. But you can see for the year I'm up just over 8%, 8.18%, which is right around 2% monthly as far as the average. If that 2% would go for the whole 12 months here, then I would finish somewhere around 24, 25%. Okay, but again, this is using very little leverage. You can see I did have a losing trade this month. It lost 92 pips, and that 92 pips wasn't even a full percentage. Okay, 0.84% for that trade. So you can see I just use very, very low leverage on my trades because my main focus is on the risk. Okay, so that covers realistic profit expectations. Let's and to be honest with you, again, the folks that are trying to teach you to make 20, 30% a month, things like that, those are probably folks that don't have a lot of capital. Okay, and they feel that they need to make those kind of numbers. They're using higher leverage, they're risking more. And if you look at a lot of my FX book accounts, especially even the ones that have these really big returns that they're showing, look at their drawdown. I get amazed at some of the drawdown that I see on those accounts. Just ridiculous. They would never be able to trade professionally for any kind of a managed fund. Not with 30, 40, 50% drawdown. I've seen drawdown as high as 90% on those accounts. I mean, just absolutely ridiculous. And they won't be around long. They'll be around, they'll have their run, and eventually they're going to blow the account out and they're going to be gone. Okay, and that's not what you want. Okay, this is your business. Okay, you're not looking to do this for a year or two and then get blown out of the water. This is your career. This is how you're going to make your living. And you can make a very good living doing it. All right, let's talk about realistic time expectations. Now, obviously, most new traders come in with very unrealistic time expectations. Right? They think they're going to learn this overnight and become profitable, but they can't. It's a process. Again, don't forget that 90 to 95% of new traders fail to ever become profitable. Okay, I don't want to keep bringing up this negative fact, but the reason I do is because it's a reality check. Right? This is time for a reality check right now. When you're hearing all of these promises on the internet, remember that only 5 to 10% of people can actually do this. And those are the people that can get through all that crap that you see online and get to the real way of trading. Okay, not the most eloquent way I could have put that, but it's the truth. Okay, it's the truth, and I believe in speaking the truth. There's really no reason to sugarcoat it. Either you're going to do it or you're not. Okay, folks, this is a professional business that requires education and hands-on experience. Okay, you wouldn't expect to become a doctor overnight or a doctor in a week. Right? Being a professional trader is a profession just like any other. It doesn't require a degree, okay, but it does require the education and experience to become successful. Okay, you can't just jump online, do this for a week, a month, even a year, and expect to know everything and understand everything. Okay, it requires education and experience. You have to give yourself the time to develop. Now, each individual is different, so the learning curves will vary, obviously. Okay, for some people, it'll be much faster than for others. Now, another true thing is people tend to learn more from mistakes than from education. And we know some, unfortunately, need to repeat the same mistakes over and over and over again before they eventually do get it or have that aha moment. And actually, I was one of those people. It took me quite some time to get it, and it took me more than one account. I think I blew out 3 accounts before I finally got it. Okay, and that was just before I realized that I had to focus on risk management. Okay, but I had to learn the hard way, and that's normal for people. We learn better like that. You can tell a child not to touch the stove, it's hot, but they're not really going to get it until they touch that stove and burn their hand. Okay, then they understand. Okay, but give yourself the time to develop. Don't expect to learn this overnight. That is not realistic. Take your time, put in the work, and you will become successful. And obviously, we can help you streamline that process by sharing everything that I've already been through.